Hello everyone, I am Satyam and in this video we will be talking about the object prototypes in JavaScript. So guys, prototypes are very important topic in JavaScript, and prototypes, the topic of prototypes are not covered like very well on the internet. I have tried to make this video as informative as I can so that you can get most of the topic and you can play with the JavaScript code then. So guys, prototypes in JavaScript are like something that like if there are like two persons and there is a ball and one is passing a ball to the other, so the ball is basically the same between the two objects, between the two persons. So if one person colors that ball to red, then he passes that ball to the other person, so the other person will get the ball, red color ball. After that, when the person passes the after that the person 2 colors that ball to green and then passes back to the person 1, so the ball the person 1 will receive is green. So there is a object is one, but the manipulation is done with the two persons. So similar is the case in the JavaScript code. Like there are many codes in JavaScript that we want to perform, and there are many codes and many if when we use this keyword, we have used the code and we made several objects but without typing the same code again and again. So what will happen is, if we make a instance of a code available for two objects, so what will happen is, if we create a property for the one object, then the similar property is created for the other object, because both are pointing to the same actual code. So if the actual code is changed, then both will have to suffer from that. Both objects will have to suffer from that. So we have to keep that thing in mind while doing our code. So prototypes are basically the concept of inheritance, follows the concept of an inheritance. If you are not familiar with inheritance, I will explain that too. Like suppose there are 3 persons in a family. First one is grandfather, second is father, and third is the son. So the properties of grandfather are inherited by the father, and the properties of the father are inherited by the son. So the son inherits the properties of the grandfather and his father. The father inherits the property of the grandfather. So grandfather is the main class, you can say here. Main function is the grandfather function, and the father and the son functions are the inherited functions of that, or inherited properties of that. So we will use that concept in the prototypes. So let's see what is the definition of prototypes. A function's prototypes is the object instance that will become the prototype for all objects created using this function as a constructor. So a function's prototype is the object instance. You have created an object, and the one instance or one copy of that object will become the prototype of all objects created using this function as a constructor. Now suppose you have a function and you have used this keyword, and you can see the video tutorial on this for that code, and suppose you have used this keyword, that is you are creating different copies with the help of the same constructor but having different values. So but the number of properties are same, the number of keys are same, but the number of values are not same. Now suppose after that you have added another property to that function. Now both objects contain the same value of that property. So this is basically the object prototype. An object prototype is the object instance from which the object is inherited. Like the object instance, like the copy of the object. Suppose you have created a function and then you have created two objects of that function. Now if you create a new property, then both of the objects will follow that property. Either you mention their names or not, but there are two different types of properties. Like first one is the prototypes and second is the proto property. So we will discuss that too. So let's dive into the coding part. Now I have created a function, and that function is an empty function. Then I just printed their prototype. So prototype is a property of each and every object in JavaScript, and you don't have to mention that property because it's already there behind the scenes, it's working. So I get the output as object, and this is an empty object I get because my function is empty. After that I have created a object named cat, and the name property is fluffy. And after that, when I printed that value cat.prototype, I get undefined because cat is not inherited from some other object. Cat is an object in itself. After that, if I want to check the proto property, now the proto property is different from the prototype. Now if I want to check the proto property, then I can check that, and I get the same output as object, and it's an empty object. So what can I do here is, after that I have created a function of dog, and that takes two arguments, name and color, and then I just use this keyword, this dot name equals to name and this dot color equals to color, to make the permissions of every different JavaScript object to access that code. So after that I just write a variable named as Tyson, and that is a new dog, and Tyson and black are the name and the color of that dog. So when I type now dog.prototype, I get the object. So I get the object, simply the object. After that, when I type the Tyson.prototype, now dog is the main function. Dog is inherited from the object, but Tyson is inherited from the dog. Then I get the output as undefined because Tyson is Tyson is an object, but Tyson is like a different object, and it is not inherited from anything. So after that I have to check the proto property if I want to see what is the like what I will get. There is again an object. So after that I get that. So if I want to see whether both the dog.prototype and Tyson.proto properties are same, I get the value as true. Why true? Because they both are pointing to the same object, and both are pointing to the same object. So what I have to do is I just check whether they both are same. Now if they are same, then if I change the property of one value, property of one object, then the property of other is also changed. Now let's see. I have created a prototype.age property. Now I am creating the property in the parent basically, so the child will also have that property. This is the basic inheritance concept. So when I print dog.prototype, I get the object and then the age as 3. But after that, when I printed the Tyson.proto property, I again get the object and age 3. Now you can see that Tyson is inherited from the dog property, but Tyson doesn't have any prototype because we have created Tyson and Tyson is a new object, but the actual object is like you can say Tyson is the child, whereas the actual object is the dog. So dog has the prototype property, but Tyson doesn't have. So after that I have created a variable named as Goku, and then I have made that Goku variable, and then I printed the value of the Goku prototype. Then again I get the value as object, and that also has the value of the age is 3, but I haven't declared the age property of Goku. Still I get the value of age as 3. because this is also inherited from the same dog property, and the dog property contains the age property that I have declared in the prototype section. So I guess you got my point, and so this is it guys for this tutorial, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned with the Unacademy for more videos, and you can get the full source code of this video and other videos in the following link. So thank you guys.